what are some other ways that they can kind of break through to get that data? Lou, do you want to kick that one off?
Yeah, so it's a great question. I'm sure we could think about these all day. There are a ton of different options, really, but I think other than loyalty programs, a huge, very like recognizable one would be surveys and feedback forms, that kind of thing. You even see a lot of CPG brands that you can describe how you use a certain product, like if it's a dish soap, that kind of thing. Like you can even fill out a survey, like what are your favorite dishes to cook? And then what do you know? Cleaning up from that mess is, this kind of dish detergent that helps best with it.
It's a $500 gift card every time on my receipt. And I'm always tempted to do it.
I know, exactly. So I think that's a huge one. I think surveys and feedback forms, some sort of participation from the end user that's maybe not only just a data point collected, Julia, that's also maybe some contextual info about how they use the product and what they're looking for in a CPG product.
Yeah, Rob, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, given that CPG are, products are typically household items and low cost, right, in dollar value, it's a bit challenging to incentivize their consumer base to sign up or sign in or share their data, right? So, it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge for CPGs and frankly, I don't think a lot of them are investing in, their own websites, and that strategy because, it's probably cheaper just to rent or license a third party asset. I mean, there's certainly issues with the third party assets, right? I mean, you mentioned, Julia, that you've got multiple loyalty cards on your keychain. I mean, how often do people when they move, call up, Walgreens or, Stop and Shop and say, hey, I moved just in case, right? You need to know my new address, right? But, I think there are incentives from a retailer perspective in order to drive foot traffic, into stores through couponing and things of that nature. And certainly the manufacturer coupons can do that as well. So I think that's sort of, by default, what CPGs have sort of focused on. Spence mentioned, Box Tops, which is a very successful program as well. Ultimately provides value to schools, right, and such, right? So people feel like they're doing something for their community by sharing their data. So there's roundabout ways, right, to sort of collect this data. Certainly we can drop a full throttle solution, right, as a really good scalable solution. However, CPGs need to better understand that, right, and also include that in a new strategy to drive traffic to own sites, right. And the way to sort of vet that out would be through a test POC, and so they can get the data in, understand the value of it, and then start to drive dollars to it. I also was thinking about the fact that a lot of advertising may, display advertising, programmatic advertising, et cetera. Well, the click through needs to go somewhere. And instead of it going directly to an Amazon or a Walmart to buy, or purchase the product or find the product, why not have them stop at your own site, right, in order to potentially capture that data, own that asset, and then let them go on their way to purchase. They could potentially find the product and then go to one of the retailers to purchase, or you can create an e-commerce strategy, right? So there's a lot of ways to sort of bring this up to speed now. But I don't I think CPGs are just, that's what they're sort of defaulting to, right? Is sort of the historic strategies, and there are new strategies to be had.